Look at this man. Oh my gosh. All right, put your phone down. Let's go. We got 40 minutes. We're on the clock.
We got a lot to tackle in 40 minutes.
What's up, What's up, everybody? Episode 5. Nick Wall, Walker Ellis. They're joining me, and we're going to do a little bit of a different look. The first 4 episodes, we brought in one guy at a time. We talked their life. This episode, we're gonna change things up. We got Stephen A. Smith Jr. On the call, and then he's gonna stir some stuff up. We're gonna talk all SEC football you could imagine. We're gonna give you our power rankings, where people are gonna land, and then obviously a couple of standout players that we really think could have good years. So Walker is going to be a junior tennis player at Mississippi College. So he's looking to get out of the 7th spot and up into that 6th hole and playing in some doubles. I had to give him a hard time. But and Nick is a former baseball player at Mississippi College and a golfer as well. So we'll see what the future holds for both of these young men. But I think we really just need to jump right in and just let everybody know that Nick is going to pick LSU to win the West. Nick is also going to have his 3 standout players be LSU guys.
I'm the least biased person in Clinton, Mississippi during the fall and the spring. I am very straightforward. I respect all teams and all players. That's before I start talking about who I think's gonna win. Yeah.
Walker, what are your thoughts on that?
I disagree with that statement, but hey, let's talk some ball.
All right. The East. Let's start with the East, because I think the East is less up in the air than the West. 100%. It's like that every year. I mean, I got Georgia. I mean, is there really a question on who's gonna beat Georgia this year, other than LSU, Nick?
No, I mean I think it's gonna be Georgia. They won't make it out the championship, but Georgia, I think they'll have an easy win. I think the Rebels are going to town. I mean, they got some SEC West opponents that'll allow them to kind of strengthen their schedule a little bit. But
yeah,
they'll have a tough. Ole Miss will give them a good game.
Will they?
I think Walker Howard's going to be
in Athens. Howard's starting that game.
I think he'll earn it by that time.
Okay. Yeah.
I think so.
I don't know.
That's a wild card opinion by me.
I got Ole Miss down in the West for me. Really, I do.
I mean,
I may throw a little bias in there, but I definitely think State's better than Ole Miss again this year.
Yeah. State holds one of my standout players too for the SEC. So.
Oh, I think I know who you're going with that.
I have a really big standout player from State that I'm keeping my eyes on this year as well.
Yeah. Who is that guy?
Really good athlete, plays a lot of positions.
Y'all.
Yeah, we'll get there. We'll get to that point later.
We'll get there. All right, I got. I mean, Nick might come at me crazy right here. I got South Carolina number 2 in the East.
Respect. We think well.
You got South Carolina number 2 in the East? Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, Spencer Rattler, I think is gonna. I'll talk about that later, but he's gonna be a dog. Yeah.
He's a dog.
Walker.
Got the Vols.
No? False.
Obviously I think there's going to be a big gap between Georgia and whoever else. I think everybody else is fighting for the 2, but I think Tennessee and South Carolina are in that tier 2, and then
I think that's just blasphemy. I mean, I'm not sure you know what you're talking about.
I got Tennessee 3.
That's not.
I mean, Tennessee had a really good year last year.
Who do you have 3?
I think Tennessee's 3rd.
Okay. I mean,
I just
both of them being in the 2nd tier in the SEC East.
I disagree with Mr. Ellis at all stands of that.
What's there to disagree with? He just said there's tier 2 and it's South Carolina and Tennessee.
I think it's Georgia. I think it's Georgia, South Carolina, and then Tennessee, like a tier below.
So
So
you're
you think Georgia and South Carolina are in tier 1, and then
No,
tier
no,
2.
they're not in the same tier. That's no.
So we're going tier 1, tier 2, and then tier 3 down.
Yeah, and tier 3 is consisted of Tennessee, Vanderbilt, Missouri.
Oh
No.
wow, you're
I'm
putting
kidding.
Tennessee
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
here.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Okay.
I mean, after Tennessee, it really
We
after
have
Tennessee,
we have a
it goes down.
podcast host who cannot take a joke, apparently.
After Tennessee, it goes down. I mean, there's like
No
there's
doubt.
like I mean, Kentucky, Missouri, Florida, and then I mean, obviously Vanderbilt is at the very bottom, but like Florida's going to be bad. Like Florida might be. There's a chance Florida loses to Vanderbilt again this year.
Florida has been tiers below, the SEC West powerhouses for years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's.
I mean,
But that's just me.
I wouldn't say years. I would say maybe 3 years.
Yeah,
I mean, Kyle Trask. I mean, he was pretty
he was
good.
good. He was good. I remember when LSU beat him because that guy threw the shoe, took their
Yeah.
playoff chances
Marco
away.
Wilson.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's tough. That was
Mhm.
tough. It was super foggy at that game too. I remember that. That's the only thing I remember. And then the shoe throw, obviously, but
That's what happens when the dogs come in town, man. You just bring a different environment.
interesting.
SEC West, any opinions? I mean, y'all
Well,
you're obviously more attained to the SEC West.
I mean, yeah, I got Bama LSU 1A, 1B. I mean,
Why would you say Bama 1A? That is
A, B, same thing. I mean, they're both like I don't know who's going to win the West. Straight up, Bama, LSU are going to be.
I might get pounded in the Beyond the Campus comment section for this comment.
Okay.
LSU's won. That's not biased. I think they're the best football team in the West. I strongly believe that Alabama is going to have a down year.
How down?
Believe it.
Man,
Okay.
Strongly, I don't know who their quarterback's going to be.
That's another worry about me with Georgia is I don't know. Like I know who their quarterback's going to be, but he's not that good.
Yeah, I mean, I think LSU's going to walk. I mean, from day 1 to day 365, whatever it is, they are going to dog walk the entire conference.
And I genuinely think that LSU has the best backup quarterback in the nation and would start at a lot of SEC schools.
They had last year they had the best third string quarterback. He just so happened to transfer to another SEC school, a little caliber down. Regardless, he's a good player. He will play this year. I've got a good feeling. I haven't heard any Ole Miss information, but I think he'll have a good year. He won't start right away, but he'll earn it.
I can see that. Yeah, I don't think that's crazy for you to think.
Is Ole Miss gonna have any quarterback play though? I mean, outside. I mean,
Yeah.
they had no quarterback play last year.
I'm really worried about Ole Miss and Tulane. I mean, I think Tulane's it's gonna be a tough game for the Rebels. I think Tulane.
Reference, he's backstabbing me for a comment I made previously this summer. And
shout out to Will Grames and Will McCarty for being a part of that conversation. But
yes, dude. Tulane.
I think Ole Miss will. I think Mississippi State's gonna have a good year. Got a weird feeling.
Let's go one by one. I'll think 7 on the rankings on the SEC West.
All right, West, Bama, LSU, 1A, 1B.
No, there's got to be 1 and 2. There's no A and B. We're gonna Bama 1, LSU 2. I respect.
All right, Bama 1, LSU 2.
Respect.
Walker, agree?
Agreed.
Okay, Nick, obviously disagree. Go ahead.
I think it's flipped.
Flipped. Okay. 3. I got State.
Oof.
I've got a sleeper.
Same here.
I think 1 and 2 is a big gap. I think the West is very talented. I'm gonna throw in an ex-Rebel at 3. I'm gonna go with the Auburn Tigers at 3.
Wow.
And one of the first things me and Nick agree on all night.
Me and Walker Ellis will never agree.
Wow.
I agree. I think the Auburn Tigers are going to be 3rd.
Okay. I have Auburn at 4th, but the only reason I have Auburn at 4th is because I was just on the phone with this girl and she was yelling at me about how Auburn.
You were talking to a girl?
Yeah, I was talking. She was yelling at me about how Auburn was going to be good this year. She's a diehard Auburn fan. And I straight up had to change it because she changed my mind about how Auburn was going to be this year. I originally had them fifth.
She must be from Birmingham.
Yeah, I think fourth is
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
I think fourth is the Bulldogs. I think Ellis was gonna have Ole Miss at fourth, but I'm gonna have the Bulldogs at fourth.
I mean, I have Auburn at 4 and State at 3, obviously, but I don't even have Ole Miss at 5.
Well, I'm on actually.
I think A&M's fifth.
I'll go who I have down on after Auburn because, yeah, y'all go ahead and spit y'all's out because mine might be.
I think A&M's gonna be good this year.
I got A&M finishing last in the West.
I see they got that quarterback.
I don't know.
Or whatever.
They can have. I mean, last year they had everybody. Like they had talent.
Whatever.
Yeah, and
look, I mean, let's be real. This is an argument for the birds. I mean, the SEC West gap is LSU, above frame. Then we have Bama. Then everybody else.
There's a margin between Bama and LSU, in my opinion. After that, there's a major drop off. I would agree with that.
I mean, if you look at last year, like State finished third in the West, and they were 4 and 4.
The whole going to each other, and they're going to be fighting for.
Yeah, it's going to be beat up. I mean, I think LSU won the conference last year with the 2 conference losses.
Yeah,
but you never see that in the SEC West. I mean, normally Bama's running 7-0, 8-0, whatever it is.
Did Bama have 2 losses too, and LSU?
Yeah, they lost to no. Wait,
I think Bama had 2 losses too.
They lost to Tennessee and LSU. LSU had the head-to-head. LSU lost to Tennessee and A&M.
Which A&M sucks. I don't know how you lost to A&M.
12th man, bad game. We had playoff hopes. We gave up on playoff.
Yeah, after that you didn't have playoff hopes.
Yeah.
But I will say I think my favorite highlights to watch last year is when we were sitting at the house and duplex, triplex, whatever you want to call it, Nick.
Duplex. It's no triplex. It's a duplex.
Okay. But 3 people lived in the house, so it was technically a triplex. But we won't get into that argument today.
Okay.
But my favorite highlights were watching LSU just beat up on Ole Miss.
Yeah. That was my second. I think the favorite highlights I've watched. Shout out to my SEC, standout player of the year. He will be a stud. Is Creed Whitmore.
Yep. Knew where that was going.
I knew exactly where it was going.
Yeah.
I mean,
the high school highlight tape. I mean, quarterback.
It really was 11 minutes of straight playmaking.
Defensive back. I mean, if he can bring that to State, Ole Miss will never beat them again, ever. It won't even. I mean, he's just an all-around athlete.
Yeah, I have the huddle memorized, man. He's for real.
It's been on the TV a couple times, but I mean,
hey, I respect it, man. Dude's got game.
Respect.
All right, well, go ahead and finish out your one.
And then I think Ole Miss is straggling. I think them and Arkansas are going to duke it out for second last in the bottom.
Yeah. I
think the SEC West is not going to be – there won't be a bad team in the SEC West. That's just
no.
I don't think there'll be – I think if I'm saying Ole Miss is going to be the worst team in the SEC West, that means it's going to be strong. And they're probably going to be 500 and above at the bottom. I think there's going to be some losses tossed around.
Yeah. I agree. I mean, I think I got State. Yeah.
Okay, you go ahead.
Okay, I got State. I got Auburn. Then I got Arkansas, Ole Miss, A&M.
Yeah, I think Ole Miss has. A&M's got that quarterback, man. He's gonna be a dog.
I like Arkansas.
Who KJ Jefferson was?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I was just wondering. I mean, we're talking all these other quarterback play, but we're not even mentioning
SEC Offensive Player of the Year. Who do we have?
I was going to save that for our players to watch because I have a really subtle sleeper pick for that one. And it's like
We'll get on that later when Professor Dugan gets on top.
at the
Oh, yeah.
at the 4 spot I got the Rebs.
Yeah.
I think they'll be all right.
I almost spit my drink out. Sorry, my water almost ended up on the floor. I was sorry. I'm listening. I'm listening.
I have A&M right after. I don't think they're going to be horrible.
Okay.
Respect.
I have State right after them. I don't know how Arnett's going to do his first year. I think he's going to be a really good coach eventually. It's tough for a first year like who's never had this experience.
That is tough.
And then I got Arkansas rounding it out. So,
Yeah,
You just talked about KJ Jefferson
I did. Hey, KJ,
and how good he is, and then you got him finishing last in the West.
I was just making y'all think about it for a little bit. Yeah, but I mean, no one mentioned KJ Jefferson. So
Well, that's why I have Arkansas so high. I mean, dude's a stud. And if he gets hurt, they got a freshman. They got a freshman.
the last.
Look, I'm not against. I don't like this Arkansas talk. I think they're going to be really, really bad at football compared to the SEC West.
Yeah,
now,
that's fair.
You know,
Okay.
Arkansas can go beat anybody else in the country and put up a game, but SEC West comparing, I don't know.
Yeah.
Who's your sleeper? If you had to pick one sleeper team that's not LSU, Bama, or Georgia, who you got winning the SEC?
They're not sleeper. Oh,
No, I'm saying outside of those 3 teams, who wins this? If none of those 3 teams win the SEC, who wins it?
I would be wrong and a hypocrite to not say South Carolina.
Yeah, I mean, I do have South Carolina second, but
But I mean, I don't see anybody else in the West besides LSU and Bama even getting close.
I think the next best team in the West is going to be better than the second best team in the East. Personally,
Yeah.
I don't. They finished strong, but they're up and down. I don't know. I'm not high on South Carolina as much as y'all are, but hey, time will tell.
I mean, I could really see just Spencer Rattler like going off and being a Heisman contender.
Well, yeah. He's a good talent.
I think he's going to be. I think he could be that type of good.
First 4 games, absolutely. Then he'll screw himself over somewhere.
Talking about the first part of the season, how about Ole Miss last year? Weren't they supposed to be really good?
Talk about dominant. I mean, talk about 7-0, 7-0. They beat Kentucky. I mean, Kentucky is so good at football. When I tell you Kentucky, it will be a top 5 team this year, coming in like preseason top 25. They'll be 5th by 3 weeks in. And it's I tell you what, man, 7-0 last year was a spectacular feat for the Rebels. They were playing some good football.
Did y'all finish 7-5?
You can ask
7-7.
They
got off and they came into Death Valley. They came into Death Valley and they had me worried. They were up 21-7, 21-7, and then the dogs started eating. I mean, it was like little brother versus big brother. It got ugly. But respect to the Rebels. I mean, they put up a good fight.
That stiff arm on the sideline was brutal.
Yeah. It happened.
Who was that tight end? You remember what I'm talking about, Nick?
I'm not sure if it was Taylor. There's 2 Taylors.
I can't remember which one it was, but I mean, it was brutal. I mean, talk about dribbling a dude's head off the ground.
You just be quiet.
Straight up. He was playing basketball with the dude's head.
You were a Florida fan. It wasn't a good year for y'all.
I was not. Last year, I was not a Florida fan.
Are you kidding?
You switch fans. I mean, look at this.
I mean, no. Come on.
I'll give Mr. Ellis credit. During the cup, I mean,
I'm a fan.
Ole Miss football has seen maybe 2 days of sunlight in the last 50 years. I mean, it has been just
brutal.
He's stuck by their side like no other. He's not a fan one year and not the other. He's a true rebel.
I don't have a football team anymore. I'm a fan of my family at this point. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So
I may be the biggest Billy Napier hater in the world. Like that's just what it is.
Respect.
I mean, them dudes are gonna suck this year.
Yeah.
Like they may only win like a game against Vandy in the SEC.
They'll find another one.
Yeah, they'll be all right.
Carolina Fowler has his off night.
But I don't know. It's
a bold take right there.
It is a bold take, but I don't think Graham Mertz is very good. I think their defense will keep them in some games. I don't think. I mean, they have one weapon on the outside, really, and it's Ricky Pearsall, and I don't even think he's all that great.
He's a good player. I don't know much about. I mean, I don't know anybody you just said besides Purcell.
Yeah, Mertz is that transfer from Wisconsin, but I don't know. Standouts. Who you guys got? Give me your top standout first.
My top standout.
Yeah.
This might be a surprise to the viewers and to you two.
Okay.
I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3 standout players. One is Jaden Daniels. So, but that's. I mean, we're all expecting a good year from him.
You said it's going to be a surprise to us.
Yeah. No, the next two.
Okay.
2, Harold Perkins.
I got Harold Perkins on my list. Actually, I really do.
And that this isn't me being biased.
This is him being biased, folks.
This might sound like I'm being biased.
He's being biased.
But I'm not. And then number 3, I've got Malik Neighbors. Okay.
Man,
I mean,
ever
non-biased opinion. I mean, this is not biased at all. This is me being a football fan.
Mm-hmm.
Jaden Daniels, Harold Perkins, Malik Neighbors.
The 3 best players in the whole SEC are going to be from one team.
I said stand out. I didn't say best. I said they're going to surprise and stand out.
And
They played.
I mean,
3 biggest standout players in the SEC are going to be from one team.
At one point, the Warriors had the best small forward in the game and the best point guard and probably the best shooting guard at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Tell the
And
people
what
what
they did.
the 3 best standout players in the SEC are going to be from the LSU Tigers.
I didn't say best necessarily. I said stand out at their positions. That is very well capable.
I like Harold Perkins a lot. I think he's going to be good.
I can't tell you that Harold Perkins is going to be a top 3 player in the SEC, but
Okay, best
he will be the most standout linebacker in the SEC.
Okay. Well, I went kind of alternate with this. I picked one, obviously, who's going to be a big standout. I have two big sleepers. One kind of sleeper, and then one really sleeper.
Okay.
Obviously, the SEC this year, Quinshon Judkins. It's not even up for debate. And no one bring this out. The recent thing from the SEC that said a top 5 worst players to tackle to bring down, and who was at number 1? No one other than Quinshon Judkins, which is
okay.
I mean 100% factual.
Yeah.
To prove I'm not biased, my number 2 guy is not an Ole Miss Rebel. His name is Jarquez Hunter, and he is a freak. Jarquez Hunter from Auburn, the Fighting Hugh Freezes, and he will be a force to be reckoned with. And
is that you calling Cap right there?
I've never heard of the guy.
Well, there you go. You will after this year. How about that?
Well, that's why he's going to be a standout.
Let me mention, I do like Walker's first pick. I respect it.
Good.
You've never heard of Jarquez Hunter?
No, I respect Quinshon Judkins. Now you can go on with your next sleeper picks, all your little sleepers. Whoever.
Like you were fond of.
I'm not picking sleepers. I'm picking straight dogs.
I'm not picking sleepers. I'm just saying y'all haven't really. Or there you go. You haven't heard his name, but you'll know that by the end of this year. And then my third is a big time sleeper.
Okay. I know where you're going with this.
Where am I going with it?
I think just go ahead and say it. I know what you're going to say.
I want to know where you think I'm going.
Ah, just go ahead. Just go ahead. Come on, Walker. Give it to me.
I'll give y'all a hint. He is a quarterback. And it's not from Ole Miss. Don't worry. He's not from Ole Miss.
He's a quarterback.
Yes.
Will Rogers.
No.
He would never do that. That is like
a SEC East?
Oh, yes.
Dude, Joe Millen.
No.
Spencer Rattler.
Nope.
I don't know anybody else.
Yeah. Graham Mertz.
Transfer from NC State.
Why does that sound familiar? I
don't
know. Just say it.
I mean,
I gotta give me some. Can y'all see me?
Yeah, we can see you.
Yeah. We can't hear you say the guy's name because you haven't said it yet. You're just baiting it on. I mean, this is when you know it's not truthful if you can't just say the guy's name.
Just,
I mean,
just
I'm out
say it.
here. Jade Daniels, Malik Neighbors, Harold Perkins, no arguments. Those are the dogs in the SEC.
Good guys. My third sleeper is Aiden Williams, wide receiver from Ole Miss, baby. You'll know his name too.
God. Well, when they run jet sweeps and he's blocking, what is he gonna get? He's gonna get all this great notoriety for being a great.
Did he go to Madison Central?
Ridgeland.
Big area guy. He's got to stay within the area. He's
going to be an unbelievable jet sweep blocker. I mean, he is prepared he's prepared.
Is he a slot or is he an outside?
Outside. He's gonna go up and get her.
Okay. I'll believe it. I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, and I've talked about 1 and 2 a little bit. 1 is Will Rogers. And I say this because I believe that Will Rogers will be even better because there will be more balance in the offense.
Do you have a reason why there will be more balance?
Do I have a reason? They have a new OC, new scheme. They're not air raid. They're going to run it a little bit.
I'm going to get a lot of hate in the comments section. I know specific names that are going to give me a hard time for listing out the guys that I wanted to list.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to be blinded to the fact that you two have also leaned towards the fan base side of who's going to be a dog when my list has actually sounded 10 times more realistic than you two.
Well, Rogers has been one of the best quarterbacks in the SEC like the last 2 years.
But I'm talking about like from year to year. I listed you 3 guys, 2 guys specifically, who were brand new to the SEC that made it to the SEC championship and are now top 5 preseason ranked on a top 5 preseason ranked team.
Okay. Who
are undoubtedly going to have a great year. Health reasons, obviously.
Yeah.
I only knew one person on Ellis's list, Mr. Ellis, Mr. Walker.
I mean, you're gonna know all 3 of mine, and that's the only state guy I have.
No, I respect it. I think he's gonna have a good year. I think, but I wanted to say that for the comment section to not give me a time, because I should. My list was respectful.
Okay, I'm gonna go number 2, Spencer Rattler, because I really think Spencer Rattler's gonna have a really good year. Yeah. I think that he's a big sleeper. He had a good year last year. He's gonna have an even better one this year, and I think that. I mean, I'm a quarterback. Like, my mindset is I'm always watching quarterbacks. Like, the rest of the game is, whatever to me. If you have a good quarterback, you're gonna have a good team in college, most likely. My third one is Harold Perkins. I do think he's gonna have a good year. He had a good year last year. I think he's gonna be good this year.
Well, we know
but
that.
I really think that people are wondering if Will Rogers is a system quarterback or if he's going to be able to run a new offense. And I think that's why it's a little bit of a sleeper standout, because I think he's going to run it better than most people think. Plus, he's got an all SEC receiver in the slot.
Good picks.
So,
respect.
I mean, Tulu Griffin's a stud. So
let's.
I thought you were good.
Let's veer off real quick. Quick little minute topic. Let's talk about Walker Ellis's progression as a golfer. Okay, let's hear what he has to say about the growth in his game, how he's developed. I think he's breaking 85 now.
Walker Ellis, Nick, hey, and we'll give the fans a little proof that this is not like this is going to happen. Me and Nick will go play sometime really soon. And Avery, you can give a line. Me and Nick can kind of help get the line. I'm going to obviously need a good many strokes. I don't know how many, but I'm going to need some strokes, and we're going to go play. And we'll see who ends up winning this golf match.
Okay. I will
as a golfer. He's not there yet.
Me and Walker will go play a golf round. We'll go play for dinner one day.
There we go. That'll be good. And we can
we'll do a shot a hole for Mr. Ellis.
Deal. I like that a lot.
A shot a hole. Match play, not stroke play.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
If he's not getting a stroke shot a hole in stroke play, because then it's like
No.
he can still
Yeah.
shoot, he could shoot 90 and shoot even par, which that's still not going to be good enough. But
seeing these videos and these things from all these Instagram golf tournaments, and man,
yeah, I mean, I've become an interview sensation. I've gotten
I got the picture for the graphic from one of the interviews because the last picture you posted on Instagram was you in like freshman year of high school.
Yeah, I mean, all these brand deals have been flying in from
just NIL left and right.
Nike, Jordan.
Yeah.
Big Jordan putter cover guy too.
I'm a big, I don't like Jordan. I'm a big LeBron James fan. But Jordan's I respect Jordan.
Are you guys coming back next week to have the Jordan LeBron discussion?
Yeah, that'll be part 2 of the
Look, I can't have that discussion because I think me and Mr. Ellis are on the same opinion on that.
Yeah, that'll be no fun.
That'll be 2 against 1.
I mean, do y'all want to talk NBA for the last couple of minutes?
I mean, we got about 6 minutes left.
It's up to you. Do you have anything planned, Mr. Dugan?
I mean, usually I just if it fizzles out, it fizzles out. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no reason to.
Never good. The thing is this.
The thing with
we could talk for 4 hours and it'll never.
We have done it.
Mr. Ellis here says a lot of things that are out of pocket and a lot that don't necessarily relate to people who have like a sports knowledge. So like we could go on for hours. I mean,
like Kyle Korver's the best shooter in the game. It was the best shooter in the game.
No, I mean we not see we didn't disagree with that. We're not.
Avery,
what's up?
Cam Newton, college, Auburn.
Yeah.
Remember how he won a national championship?
Yeah.
The team, Auburn Tigers, who won that national championship, rate them bad, good, average.
What do you mean bad, good, average? They
won a national championship.
To the viewers at home, this is why the duplex was getting noise complaints at 11 o'clock. Is because of comments like.
How good were they?
I mean, that's a long time ago. I'd have to go back and watch some film. I mean,
the point you've already answered the question. They were really good, but they won the national championship.
Yeah.
Thank you. What if I told you the other one of us in this call right now, and he might not admit to it right now.
I will admit to anything if I said it.
He told me 2 months ago or 1.5 months ago that team, him and shout out Will Grames once again for the 3rd time, he told me that was not a good football team.
Oh my God.
Oh my gosh.
I thought they were okay. Okay. I said they were good because they won. I thought they were. I'm talking my championship standards are the 2019 Glory Days. I mean, that is the best football team to ever walk America.
I mean, so LSU this, LSU that. All 3 of my standouts are LSU. LSU is the best.
Let me remind the viewers what I said. Let me remind the viewers what I said at the beginning of the podcast. I'm not biased. I'm very straight up. I'm not biased. That's it. I know nothing else to say on the LSU Tigers.
Oh man, I mean, don't get me wrong. I do think LSU is going to be good, but you could have branched out with your standout guys.
And sorry, I should have brought my national championship banner in here, but I mean, we've got the 2 most recent major sporting events. I don't know what else to say, boys. We're winners.
Mm-hmm.
We're winners.
Okay.
Y'all had y'all's days though. I mean, look, we're Mississippi State fan, Ole Miss, the 3 most recent SEC national championship baseball winners. So,
yeah, I mean, here we are. We're all living in our glory days. Congratulations, guys.
Speaking of that, y'all both had good seasons this year, I saw.
I mean, I'm not a Mississippi State baseball fan. You know that just as well as I do. I'm just, got to watch Florida get beat by 100 and just
All right, Professor, we got 2 minutes left. What do you have? You got to have a question for us. You got to have something to spark some. I want to hear Walker Ellis say something that makes 0 sense.
You don't have to be a good football. You don't have to be on a good football team to win the Heisman Trophy.
Good topic.
I was
Good
once told.
topic.
I strongly disagreed with that.
I
Caleb
disagree
Williams won
too.
it this year.
Okay, you
Caleb
disagree.
Williams won it this year. He was on a bad football team.
So USC this year, Cotton Bowl champions, bad football team.
They
Avery, you
were
agree?
not Cotton Bowl champions. They lost to Tulane.
They made it to a New Year's Six. Okay, my bad.
Guys, this is the duplex alarms are ringing in my head. I mean, this is deja vu.
Hey, but to my point, Tulane won the Cotton Bowl, and I'm saying reasonable for Ole Miss to be a little concerned about playing there. Like that's not the walkover game it used to be. And I was
no, it's not a walkover game for sure, but
yeah,
I would take Tulane in that game, to be honest.
it's Tulane, not Tulane. Yeah,
Tulane. Sorry.
What is Tulane?
Fine.
Tulane. There you go. I apologize for pronouncing it with a northern accent.
I didn't want to come off as mean. I was just sorry.
No.
Sorry, Professor.
No, it's okay.
So Avery's taking Tulane week 2 or 3. I think week 3. No, yeah, week 3.
I mean, I just don't think Ole Miss is going to be a good football team, straight up. I hope Will Graves cries himself to sleep week after week because Ole Miss isn't
Shout out Will Graves. He's
for
a
the 5th time.
He's great.
Will Graham's on there.
Will Graves is maybe the best intramural receiver I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah. Too bad he had garbage. He had a quarterback. He couldn't throw it into the ocean if he was on the beach.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like,
and Nick tried calling plays for that team, and we just couldn't get anything done because
they wouldn't let you on the sideline.
Our quarterback had no versatility
with the quarterback, and man, we could not get anything through his ears.
Yeah, he wasn't very good, straight up. But all right, fellas, we're running out of time, so appreciate y'all for joining me. We'll probably have to do a part 2 at some point because at some point there's going to be.
We've got plenty of other topics.
Oh, plenty of other topics, but
plenty of other topics.
For now, that's it. Appreciate y'all guys for joining me for episode 5, and thank you guys for watching.
Thank you, Dugan.
Avery.
Mr. Ellis.
Hey, pleasure. Pleasure was mine, Wall.
Pleasure.
Pleasure.
Hey, I'll see you on the course soon.
Yeah, soon.